I'm Coach Leslie.
And I'm Coach Andrea, and welcome to CLA Fitness Running Rewind.
Whether you're a new runner or a runner that's been running for a long time, it's often easy to forget that staying running healthy and injury-free requires some strength and specific skills.
If you're a new runner, use this routine to kind of check where you are and see what areas you may need to work on.
And if you're someone that's been running for a long time, it's great every now and then, after a heavy training load, or just on occasion, to check back, see if you can still do these skills, as they will give you an indicator of maybe things to work on to help prevent injury and keep you running.
It's super easy to get caught up with just trying to get miles in, and we want you to step back and think about this. And we're kind of retraining your brain, working on strength, but also neuromuscular patterns to get you running and moving well.
We want to make sure all your muscles are firing in the correct order. So if you don't know where to put this, or don't know how to fit this in, make sure you talk to your coach. Other than for that, this is a great workout you can build in to your routines several times a week, or just every now and then, depending on what you need.
Each of these little exercises is kind of a test. Don't worry, we're not grading you, but you can grade us. So if you be honest with yourself, take your time with these, and really work to feel it where you're supposed to feel it. And if you can't quite do the number of reps we're recommending or hold it for that time, great, now you know what areas you need to work on.
And also pay attention. Is one side stronger than the other? That gives you some other information about maybe where you need to focus your energy.
And you'll see that we also need to work on some of these areas too. That's right, as coaches, we are not immune. We also have to do the work.
So let's show you a few of our little tests and give you some ideas of what we're talking about and what to work on.
Let's get started.
First thing we're going to have you try is balancing on one foot. It may seem like a very simple task. However, it probably is a little harder than you would think.
We're trying to aim for about 30 seconds holding this. And notice what's working. Like my ankle is really firing. I'm digging my big toe in. That's all right. And then the next challenge is try closing your eyes and see what happens.
Oh, might get a little wobbly. You can also try moving a leg around, an arm around, anything that throws you a little bit off balance, and just see how your foot accommodates for that.
I think that was 30 seconds.
Almost, not quite. We're going to move on to the other side. You might ask why we're doing just a single foot. Well, if you think about running, the true definition is one foot is off the ground at all times. So it really is a single foot sport. And so it's great to know if one foot has more balance than the other, or as that might tell you which foot you're going to spend more time on or less time on, or it might tell you where you might be more prone to an injury.
And again, we're training your brain. We want your brain working on balancing.
Oh, you need 30 seconds.
Yay!
For our second exercise or activity, we're going to see about how your glutes are firing. One of the most common injuries with runners is hamstring issues, and it often is because your glutes are not firing before your hamstrings. Therefore, your hamstrings are getting overworked. So we're going to start by having Andrea put one arm back across her glutes and her hamstrings. And first we want to just see if she can, thinking about it, make her glute fire, but the rest of her body just relax. Once she sees if that can happen, then she's going to pretend to lift a leg, or she might have to actually lift it off the mat, but the goal is to get the glute to fire before the hamstring.
And by glute, we mean right here. The big driver when you're running, when you're walking, doing a lot of other activities.
In our experience, it's often very hard for people to make this happen, and this is one of those neuromuscular patterning issues that we talk about. The good thing is it's really easy and quick to fix once you figure out how to make it happen. And really it's a matter of just laying there and thinking about it, and really not going beyond the motion of making that glute fire if that's all you can do until you can get that glute to fire.
And you may find that one side works and the other side does not. All right.
Good. Can't stress enough how important that is, so take the time, even though it looks like a silly little exercise, to give it a try. The third thing we're going to try is also another glute kind of awareness thing, and for this one we're going to use a band.
Put it up above your knees.
And then Andrea's going to lay on her side and just lift her leg up and slightly behind her, again trying to focus on this glute firing. We're going to have her hang out here for 30 seconds to a minute. The goal is to work out to a minute. Some of the common problems you'll find is that if you only feel it in the front of your legs or in your hip flexors, you want to change your position, so it might mean that you rock your hips a little more forward, or you might have to
sometimes a towel underneath your
under
waist.
ribs, right,
Yeah.
but really work to find the correct muscle firing, otherwise we're not accomplishing our goal.
And I'm feeling this directly right here in my glute. Sometimes you can feel it, sometimes in the front, sometimes down the side. You're really working and feeling it in your glute. And it does become kind of a challenge to hold it, let me just say.
Let's try the other side.
How long was it?
40 seconds.
Oh, we're almost there. Let's make it a minute.
Okay, a minute it is.
I haven't done my core work for the day. How's that?
All right, now you get to change sides.
And if you can't hold it for that long, hey, it's something for you to work on. That's why we're here.
Good. Same thing on this side. Really take it up just a little bit behind you until you feel that glute. And you're just going to hang out there.
I'm making sure to roll forward just a little bit. And if it bothers your head, you can have it down here on a pillow, whatever works. Your spine really should be in alignment.
Right. The most common mistake is that someone's going to roll their hips back, and that's going to drive it into the front of your leg.
Or you see people lifting a leg like this, with their hips angled forward.
Hip flexor or quad.
And this is where you may find one side is a lot weaker than the other. This side is harder for me to hold. And if you're using this mini loop band, you shouldn't be using it with a really strong one. You should do it with a red or, what's the other colors?
Green or even a yellow. Bands, it's not always the same colors, but generally those are about the right resistance.
Again, you should be able to hold this about a minute.
And there's your minute.
Yay!
Now, one thing to notice with the bands, and that was a good point Andrea made, is a lot of people will try to use heavier bands, and you can muscle through it, but often you're not firing the correct muscles to do it. So just because you're strong doesn't mean that you do everything with a really heavy band.
Oh yeah, that was a good little hold there. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is a bird dog. It's a very simple exercise, but we often see people kind of powering through this and not really understanding the point of this exercise. Leslie's going to demonstrate this one. So you get down on all fours with your knees directly underneath your hips and your arms directly on your shoulders. And engage your core and slowly extending both an arm and a leg. Slowly bring it back down and do the other side. Now what you often see people doing is they extend the leg too far and that arches their back. So bring it back down. Or you see people rocking from side to side. Or just going through this one so quickly. It is really about control, keeping your hips under control the whole time. We're having to do this about 10 times each side. Slowly breathing. We often see people that just, the whole motion is just to get your leg, your arm extended as much as possible. You may not have that range of motion, and that's okay. Make sure you're checking out what you need to be doing. Alright, and next we're going to do a single leg hop exercise. I'm going to stand on the padded mat.
I'm going to do this one with shoes on because I do have some foot and plantar issues. And we're going to start by going into a squat, kind of in a running motion.
And make sure your arm's in the right way. I always get it wrong, so I just have to play with it.
Then you're going to do a series of, start with 5 hops. And the goal is to see, can you come down and stay balanced? How is your knee tracking? How is your hip tracking? Where are you feeling this? It's great if you can videotape it or have someone watching you or watching a mirror so that you can see what your legs do.
This is a neuromuscular training pattern, so you will get better at it if you do it a few times. And that's the point. We want to see how you're doing on it.
And you'll probably notice, as we definitely do, that we have one side that is stronger and better patterning than the other.
Make sure your knee is up over your foot.
That was 5. There we go. That's a fun one to play with and to keep working on, and you will see some good benefit out of that. And the last thing we have for you to try is calf raises. Again, sounds super simple, but Yeah, you can use a wall, something to hold on to, a partner, whatever it is. And the goal is on each side to be able to do 25 calf raises. And make sure you get them up to the same height. Often somebody can do them, but they only get about halfway as they get partway through.
So make sure you're evenly through your forefoot using that tripod. Make sure you're getting good extension.
8.
You should be actually barefoot for this one. So it may not be appropriate for you to try, but something to work towards. So a runner should be able to do 20 to 25 of these. Whoa. Notice where you feel it. I start to feel it actually in my glute.
I'll make 20.
Alright, switch sides.
And that actually, Andrea has really good motion through her foot and really high ability to bring her heel up, which not everyone will do. But again, just work to the level you're at. Make sure you're staying balanced all the way through that foot. Even pressure across your forefoot.
Definitely want a padded surface for this as well.
There's 15. Got 5 more. All right,
How did you do?
that's a tough exercise for sure. And all of these, like we said, there's no pass, there's no fail, there's no judgment. They're just things we want you to try and work, for yourself to get better at each of them, because we do know that over time they will keep you a durable runner for the rest of your life.
Thank you for Prevail PT for taking us through some of these exercises at Chelan Camp. We learned a lot, and we wanted to pass it on to you.
That's all we have for the CLA Fitness Running Rewind.
Make sure to like us on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and we hope to see you out there.
I looked yesterday and we didn't